Guys, let's get right into it. This video is made in partnership with Kalshi. And wouldn't you know it, Kalshi has a market on whether the UFC will crown a new champion this year. Now, you know me, I don't predict fights. I foretell destinies. And looking at this market, I've got opinions. Here's how it works. If you trade a contract at 45 cents, the market says there's a 45% chance that this happens. If it does, that contract pays out $1, more than doubling your money. Same deal at 60 cents. Market says 60% chance. Put $100 in at 60 cents, you're going to walk out with about $166. At 45 cents, roughly $222. Kalshi flips the script. It's the largest legal prediction market in the United States. Available in all 50 states, and these are real money trades between real people. Kalshi works like the stock market. It matches traders with each other. No VIG, no house edge. No limiting you because you're winning too much. They've got over 1 million users, and they facilitated over $2 billion in trades. And get this, Kalshi even pays interest on long-term positions. You can earn before the market even resolves. If you want to try it out, Kalshi is giving $10 to anybody that signs up at kalshi.com/Chael. Use the code Chael and trade $100. Go check it out and trade like the bad guy. Arman Tsarukyan, is he the hottest guy right now? I don't see anybody controlling the media as well as Tsarukyan. Tsarukyan's getting more headlines and doing more clicks on social media than Ilia Topuria, just by example. I mean, I feel like this guy's red hot. He stumbled into something, by the way, with this feast, with this food eating. I want him to invite me to a meal so bad. This guy's eating. It looks fun. It looks really fun. But Tsarukyan has now made headlines. Tsarukyan works with Coach Cal. That's a piece of this story because Tsarukyan came out yesterday and said, I'm the number one contender. I am to fight for a belt. But if there's a logjam at 155, fine, I'll just go to 45 and fight for the belt. And I don't know how much he meant it. But these things are interesting. Once they're said, they become real. Like if somebody took him up on that offer, if Volkanovski or Lopez calls him out and says, you're next, and the UFC goes for him, and I'm just sharing for you, like, once it's said, it becomes a thing. And so he laid out as part of his statement. Right. And one of the reasons I think he is serious is because he then justified it. And he was talking about Coach Cal. All he said, though, is my coach, we did the math. We can do it. And Coach Cal is a calculus genius, and he breaks everything down and calories in, calories out, and monitors your workouts. And I'm just sharing for you that. What do you think of that? I mean, this kind of went wild online. My own phone was getting text messages. Like, James, I was on an airplane and James Madison has let me. I was like, did you see this about Tsarukyan? And, I stopped what I was doing and I go, there's something interesting about it. Then it got Lopez to respond. And Lopez is wide open to the idea. Like, come on in. Lopez has his hands full with Volkanovski. I'm just sharing with you. When you go out and you make some claim, like, I'm going to drop to a different weight class and I'm going to fight for a title. Okay, great. Can you get a headline? Is that something that people believe in, that people are interested in? Check and check. He had those boxes. A next step, but it's a much higher step, is to get the guy with the belt or the guy with the opportunity to respond. He already got Lopez. I imagine we're going to hear from Volkanovski anytime now. What do you guys think about it? But there's multiple things to think. Like, wow, Tsarukyan. And it's really fun to take a guy and put him in a different weight class. And you can go either way. You can move him up, you can move him down. It's a really fun thing to do. Like we're seeing that with Islam right now. It's very fun that he's got all this different potential parity. But that doesn't answer the question on what you think about that, because in many ways, does it solve a problem? Sure, it does. We acknowledge in this sport, Arman is the number one contender. We acknowledge in the sport that Arman should be fighting for a world title. So how are we going to do? I'll just move down to 145. Well, but we also acknowledge that Lerone Murphy should be fighting for a title. We acknowledge that Iloev, American top team, 19-0 6-0 with a win over a former world champion in Aljamain Sterling, should be fighting for a title. So as jammed up as they are at 55 with 3 potential options, if Arman goes to 45, now they're jammed up with 3 potential options. I'm just wondering, like, what do you think about that? Do you believe that a bigger guy in Arman, do you believe if he cuts down, he therefore takes precedent? Do you believe that? Because when Ilia Topuria, who wasn't just the number 1 guy, he was the champion of the world, moved to 55, there was a little bit of pushback by you, the community. There's a little bit of pushback that just said, hey, listen, you haven't proved yourself here yet. Khabib himself said, we're not going to fight him. You're speaking for Islam. This is before Islam had left the way. He said, we're not going to fight this guy. Come and do something at 55. Do anything, but do it at 55, then call me. So what do you think? We're putting everything in reverse. Like yesterday when Arman said it, this got a great reception. Everybody loved it. Ariel loved it. I loved it. James Madison loved it. I mean, I'm just sharing. But now that we've had a day and we've thought about it, do you still love it? And I think Arman is going to be just fine. I mean, I think that the final conclusion, he's going to be just fine. Stay at 155. The opportunity's coming. I think that that's where we're at. But he's now created another dialogue. So the way this works is we've got to exhaust all options. And I like Arman's approach, by the way, if you want me to critique it. I like it. He's getting headlines. He's doing a great job. He's in front of the media. But, and there is a but, I've never liked the idea of, I want to fight for a championship. I've never liked that approach more than a specific guy, than a specific put your finger in the chest of Ilia Topuria. Oh, by the way, he happens to be champion. It happens to also be a championship opportunity. Boy, I hadn't even really thought of that. I just want to fight him. I find that personal grudge approach to be stronger, but Arman's in a unique spot. And one of the things about the way that Arman is playing this is to make sure that he lets everyone know he doesn't care. That if you're trying to hold him down or you're trying to punish him for whatever it might be, he doesn't care. So I like it. I think that this is wise. But 145. 145. Do you like it? So that would cut in front of Iloev. That would cut in front of Lerone. It would also take an opportunity to see Arman potentially against Gaethje or Arman against Ilia. It would take that away. If you go to 45, you're now a 45-pounder. So you've had a day to think on it. What do you think about it?